Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, I messed up today. Like, pretty bad. So, this morning I got to my shop and I started building the door. And, went through and did all the hinging and got all that stuff taken care of. And, got the door sanded, cleaned up, and yeah, so that was done. And then I went around back and was helping clean up for the painters. They're repainting everything, and went and hooked up the lights and was teetering on top of a ladder. And like trying to get the stuff screwed into the ceiling so I can hang lights from it. And I'm sitting there on my tippy toes on the ladder, and did all that pretty good. Nothing really happened there. So, and then I go out to the customer's house. Ooh, they got this giant dog at the customer's house. So the whole time it's jumping on the door and barking and everything else. And I go through and I open up not the door to the dog, but I opened up the door that I was working on and tore it all out. And there's this giant hole inside the wall. It was a 36-inch door that they framed down to a 32, and they left holes and everything. So I'm like, oh man, now what am I going to do? So I go through and I get, everything fixed up, and I fill in the holes the best I can, and and that came out awesome. And then I go to put the door in, and of all times, I put the door in, and it lines up perfect. Absolute perfect. I just nail it up, screw it in. I was done in like an hour. So all that so far has been okay. Then I go to put the handle on, and then they're fighting with the little screws, and one of the screws rolled away, but I found it and I got it back. So you ain't gonna believe this, guys. So anyways, I go through, I get everything done, I trimmed it all out, got the handle set on finally. Then I got to put a new handle set on the other door where the dog was barking. So they put up the dog, and I put the handle set on, and everything closed and locked perfect. And then they paid me and I left. So on the way home, or on the way to my shop, okay, I'm sitting there driving, I get this phone call. I'm talking, and it was a salesperson trying to sell me some kind of BS finance. And I said, no, thank you, have a nice day. And I hung up and blocked their number. So I get to the shop, okay, and I unload all the trash. And this stuff is like jagged metal and nails and everywhere. And I go and I'm pulling it out as careful as I can. And I got stuff on my hands and stuff, but I'm sitting there dealing in this jagged metal and this nails all over the place. So I'm trying to cut it up and get it in the trash can and everything, and everything went in fine. So anyways, I go and I'm about ready to leave, and the landlord comes and he borrowed my sander and broke the belt on the sander, and he's like, hey man, I think it's just the wood. He was having trouble breaking belts with his sander, but he used mine, and he brought it back, and he said, hey, I broke the belt on your sander. And I was like, it's fine, it was an old belt. So I put that back in the truck, and got to talking to him. I was like, hey, I gotta get back on this job because I gotta go put the little pads on the door, that's where I'm coming from now. And when I left, I left my shop, and there's this truck down the way, and it blocks vision of the road, so I couldn't see if any cars were coming. So I whip out of the warehouse, and I get onto the street, and there was no cars coming, so I was clear to go. And I'm sitting there, and I go up to the stoplight, and usually there's like a bunch of no traffic. I just zoom right across. I'm like, man, this is nice. So I'm coming down Beach Boulevard, and I went to look at my phone, and I was like, where's my phone? Like, all this time, my phone hasn't rang. Well, at the shop, I set the phone on my hood. I broke my phone. So, yeah. Actually, I didn't break. The phone fell off my hood, landed in the road and got ran over a few times. So, anyways, at least knowing got my phone and nothing's compromised. But either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to be buying a new phone. Actually, I'm going to head to T-Mobile right now and buy a new phone, or see if they can even, what they can do about the phone. So, and then yesterday, I don't remember if I talked about it on the video or not, but yesterday I had a situation where my phone ended up in someone else's hand, and I walked back in. I was calling on this phone, and I walk up to the door, and I'm like, "That's my phone." The dude handed me back my phone, but I was like, "That's my phone." And anyway, that's the whole thing. I don't know if I even mentioned it or not, but it was a situation where I lost my phone yesterday for a brief moment. So I don't know what the heck's happened. Maybe I'm going too fast and I need to slow down a little bit. But yeah, I broke my phone. So anyways, I'm back in the shop. I think I have a spare phone here, which I'm going to try to grab. I don't know if I took it to my house or not, or if it's here. But anyways, that's my story. Peace, love, money. I'm out.